Hey y'all, today we're going to be making some delicious air fryer salmon. Y'all, this stuff turned out so good, so I knew that I had to hurry up and try to get this video made so y'all could start making this salmon. So I started out with a big old piece of salmon. I got it at Sam's. You can see that darn piece of salmon, y'all, was like $33. I almost didn't get it. Y'all almost did not get this salmon video, but I really wanted some salmon, y'all. And I thought, I can make a lot of meals out of this. So $33 is not that bad when you can make a whole bunch of meals out of it. So, and when I got to the register, y'all, I was so excited because then I got $5 off. And I don't know why, but I was not mad about it. Okay. So my salmon was too big to put on my little cutting board. So I went ahead while it was on the little thing it came on. And I went ahead and cut it just into more manageable pieces. And I got the kind that doesn't have the skin on because I thought I'm either going to have to try to pull it off, which I've tried to do before, and y'all, that's a nightmare. Or I'm going to cook it with the skin on, and I'm not going to eat the skin anyway, so what's the point? So I found the one that didn't have the skin, and that's the one I went with. And I went ahead and I cut these into about 9 pieces, I think is what I got out of there. And then the ones I'm not using, I just vacuum sealed and put those in the freezer. So to start out for your marinade, you're going to get 2 tablespoons of butter, melt that in your microwave. And I'll link the video where I found this, like the marinade and stuff. I'll link that down below for y'all. But you're going to go ahead and take 2 tablespoons of butter, melt that, and then you're going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Or, I would imagine if you don't have olive oil and you just have regular oil, just use that. So then you're going to add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and I use the low sodium, and we are going to add a little salt in a minute. So I would say if you use the full sodium soy sauce, maybe back off on the salt just a touch, but taste it. Taste your marinade after you make it before you put it on your fish, y'all. Don't put it over that fish and then try to taste it. So anyway, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and then we're going to do 3 tablespoons of honey. And y'all know I'm all about that local honey life. But do your oil before you do your honey also, and then your honey will not stick to your little measuring spoon. Okay? There's a little tip for y'all, if y'all didn't already know. So go ahead and just whisk this up really good because I wanted to get that honey good and mixed in. And then we're going to take just a little tablespoon of minced garlic, or if you are using regular garlic like that you chop up, then just, change that accordingly. Then we're going to add a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of salt, and like I said, with your soy sauce, just kind of watch that. And then about 3/4 of a teaspoon, maybe half 3/4 of a teaspoon of pepper. I didn't really exact measure that. I just kind of eyeballed. So then you're going to mix that up really, really well. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to pour this right over the top of our fish. And then we're going to put it in the refrigerator to marinate. Now, we're only going to marinate this for about 30 minutes because I looked it up because I'm not a salmon expert, y'all. I've cooked salmon maybe twice in my whole life. So, I try to do a lot of research to try to figure out things so I do it right and then I tell y'all the right thing. But, and make sure you coat your salmon real good. You see how I'm doing? Just be careful so you don't rip your salmon apart. Then in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. If you do it like try to marinate salmon for a long time, they say, whoever they is, that it can break your fish down. So I don't want to break my fish down. I pay too much money for that, y'all. So while your little salmon is sitting in the refrigerator hanging out, you're going to need to line your air fryer basket or racks or whatever you have with some foil. Now, mine, I have the little racks and it slides into my air fryer into some little grooves. So I couldn't really wrap the foil around the edges. So I'm kind of making a little bowl of sorts, a little square bowl. But I want sides on it because we're going to have that marinade and you don't want that running all down into the bottom of your air fryer and then either burning or messing your air fryer up. So just, get your foil in there. If you have the kind that you just pull the little drawer, whatever, in and out, just make you kind of a little aluminum foil basket of sorts and put down in there. Just something that's going to catch the liquid. Y'all know what I'm getting at. So once you get that all ready, I had me some lemons sliced up in the refrigerator because, why not? And I'm not a huge, and I'm sure this is a very unpopular opinion, but I'm not a big citrusy seafood kind of person. I don't really care for it to taste real lemony or, like that. So I just used one lemon. Now, if you like a lot of lemon, put you 12 lemons on there if that's what you want to do, honey. You do it how you want to do it. So, but I just went with one for each piece. So you see that the marinade's gotten thick because that butter has, gotten cold and kind of set back up, and that's fine. It's okay. Don't worry about it. But just know that it's going to look like that when it comes out of the refrigerator, y'all. So then you're just going to lay your pieces of salmon and, roll them around like you see me doing there and make sure that they're real good and coated with that marinade because that's where all your flavor is. So just go ahead and, like I said, coat them good and then lay each piece on top of your little lemon. And then we're going to take that marinade, and it's because it got cold, it's not super thin where you can just kind of pour it. Now, if you used a kind of butter that didn't set back up or whatever the case is, and it's thinner, just pour it over the top. But mine was a little bit thick, so I just got me a little spoon out, one of the grandbaby spoons, y'all already know. And I just went ahead and spooned that right over the top. And I wanted to make sure that my salmon, each little piece, was good and coated with this marinade because I wanted it to be nice and crusty. And I wanted every bite of salmon I took to have that flavor on it. And like I said, when you make up your marinade, before you put it over your fish, taste it. Make sure it's okay. If you need to add a little salt, add a little salt. If you want to add a little more pepper, add a little more pepper. If you want to add extra seasonings that I didn't add, you add whatever you want to on your salmon. But this is what I used, and it was so good. Then we're going to air fry it, y'all, on 390 for about 12 minutes. Mine took maybe 13 minutes, but it was perfectly done. It was super flaky, and y'all, the flavor on this salmon is so dang good. And then I just sauteed up some asparagus, and look at my little plate, y'all, looking wholly restaurant quality. But it was so good, honey. I was proud of this salmon. It was flaky, and that crust on the outside with all that garlic and honey and the soy sauce. Y'all, look, just trust me. If you don't already have a salmon marinade, use this one and you will not be disappointed. So that is it for me today, y'all. I'm going to pop y'all another video over here, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Bye, y'all.